Optional subject, my dear friends, you're very well aware, is a game changer for you in the mains exam, because almost, if you look at 80% of people who have got top ranks, the top 300 to 400 ranks, my dear friends, you will see as a common denominator high score in optional. So optional, as you know very well, my dear friends, is like something that can change the game for you. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you why you have to choose a particular optional, okay, and what are the parameters, what are the criteria that you need to consider to choose an optional, and how to score well in the optional that you have chosen. Vinay Kumar here, International NLP and IAS coach. In this video, my dear friend, just now, like I mentioned, I'm going to be helping you with some useful tips as to how to pick up the right optional for you, and once you have picked it up, how to score well in that optional. Okay, here we go. First thing first, let us trace the history of how optional started as something to be contested with in the civil service exam. If you look at the British scheme of civil service exam that was conducted before independent India, my dear friends, British wanted to check with the expertise and mastery of a person intending to become a civil servant in at least 3 or 4 subjects. So what I'm trying to tell you is, from the present day, one optional that we have right now, there were 4 to 5 optionals that people had to contend with in the pre-independence times. Okay, till recently also we had 2 optionals, because along with being fit for a generalist job, which is going to be tested by your general studies knowledge, my dear friends, you have to demonstrate greater level of expertise and technical competence in at least one subject, and that used to be your optional. Do you get that, my dear friends? Now there is a lot of hue and cry against continuing of optional, because people want level playing field between various aspirants competing for this exam. But what they are missing out in their in their argument for scrapping optional is that the whole purpose of evaluating the mastery or expertise of an aspirant in at least one subject is totally gone if the optional is gone. Do you get that, my dear friend? So what I'm trying to tell you is as simple as this. You need to choose that optional where you want to show that you are the master of it, which you can be an expert in it. You have depth in its knowledge. Are you connecting to what I'm not saying you have to pursue PhD in it. Please refrain yourself from entertaining such a thought based on what I'm going to share with whatever I'm sharing with you till now. Okay, but all I'm trying to tell you is this, my dear friends, that when you choose an optional, choose something that finds you interesting and you find your passion in it. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you, my dear friends? All I'm trying to tell you is something will find you interesting when you have the requisite resources to be able to appreciate that knowledge, my dear friends. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you? And you become passionate about something where it has a lot of information in it that you would always want to seek and gather and use for your life. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you? Some of you would have completed your degree in engineering, but then you wouldn't be very happy about the way in which you completed 4 years of your engineering. So you feel from within that you can't demonstrate any great expertise in it. So don't go with it. It's absolutely okay. But if you're picking up any other optional, you have to make sure you actually gain mastery in it, and you don't continue to be an engineer in pursuing the knowledge of that subject. Do you get that? All I'm trying to tell you is as simple as this. Being an engineer, when you pick up an optional like anthropology or geography, I want you to stop remaining, I want you to stop being an engineer and operating from there and start to become an anthropologist or a geographer, my dear friends. If you're picking up literature subject, you need to develop that special love towards literature. You have to become a real student of literature. If you're, let's say, picking up political science, you have to become you have to gain that mastery over political science. Do you get that, my dear friends? Yeah. So the optional that you have to pick up, it can be, you need to demonstrate greater level of expertise and technical competence in it, and you can only do it when you cease to be what you already are, unless until what you are picking up had relevance to your graduation. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you? Or it was the same subject as in graduation. If you're picking up any other subject other than what you pursued as a part of your graduation or your degree, you need to cease to become that, and you have to become this person, which you have to become this person that your optional demands from you to become, so that you can be a master of it. Is that clear, my dear friends? That is the secret of optional. That is what UPSC is expecting from you. My dear friend, play to what UPSC wants. Don't go by your intuitions. Don't go by your whims and fancies. Okay? UPSC wants to check with your expertise. See, I have known people with medical science or engineering background who have tried to continue to be an engineer or continue to be a medical science student as they wrote answers in subjects that were different from what they actually pursued in. I mean, every subject has its own soul, has its own essence. You can't write answers in anthropology like you write answers in mechanical engineering. Anthropology has its own soul. You need to acknowledge that, learn it, and use that language. That's when you end up getting good marks. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you? And for that reason, it's important for you to pick up the authentic textbooks that any passionate student of that subject would consult. Authentic textbooks. I'm not talking about the textbook written by some, I don't know, my dear friend. See, someone who has become a topper would have again shared a kind of checkered, unless until he himself would have pursued that subject with greater level of keenness and greater level of passion and all that, my dear friends. I don't know whether he would have become an expert in it. Okay? Only because he got slightly more score. Again, your awareness has to check with the textbook, see whether it is carrying all the information that is essential for you to understand the language of that subject, my dear friends. Are you understanding what I'm trying to tell you? Which means what? Yeah, the information that you're processing from that subject, is it resonating with the unique language that that subject carries? And this is something that you actually understand only when you read standard, authentic textbooks that has been prescribed by almost all universities. Are you connecting to what I'm... So first read them. Then you can read any textbook written by anyone, my dear friends, including a civil service exam topper. Don't jump into optional from the perspective of scoring marks in the exam. No, don't jump into optional like that. Jump into optional to be its committed student, to demonstrate that you can be an expert there. You know what? Marks will automatically follow. That's a fact, my dear friends. Is that clear what I'm trying to do? Now, there is a whole world of how about practicing, step by step this optional to be able to score something like 350. I've already made some videos related to that. It's there in my YouTube channel, my dear friends. You can consult them. Plus, I'm going to be doing a more updated video in some time from now. Please subscribe to my channel and be a good learner from there, my dear friends. You will
get lot of useful information on how to score well in optional, step by step. I'll give you a step by step guide, step by step approach to do that, my dear friends. Thank you very much. See you in my next video.